Now, complete high school football coverage. This is 10 Sports First and 10. Brought to you by these sponsors.
Welcome into the big show. Come on in and stay a while as we talk big boy football. Yes, it's playoff time here on First and 10. Eric Johnson excited to bring you all the latest and greatest from region quarterfinals action. But let's start off with some playoff trivia. This Brookville grad holds the record for most completed passes in a VHSL state playoff game. Here's your hint. He played collegiately at Virginia Tech. Let that one sink in as we go throughout the show. Of course, Chloe and Duncan holding down the fort on our website with all the latest and greatest info that you need to know throughout the show, which brings us to our First and 10 game of the week, a rematch from the Blue Ridge District, North Side at Lord Botetourt. The first matchup just a few weeks ago. Brooke Leonard was in Daleville tonight. Brooke, I pose this question to you. Were there any lessons learned from that game that carried into tonight?
Well, I definitely learned some lessons. Always bring extra batteries in case it's cold and your batteries died. It goes into overtime. Always have your popcorn, because when it's a revenge game, it's going to be a show. And, can't turn the ball over. Those normal things that we know in this football game. Now, this one was clean, I will say, but let's get to the highlights. First, it was jersey retirement night for Lord Botetourt's Zach Kelly, the class of 2013 alum. He's now a pitcher for the Boston Red Sox and was honored tonight at halftime. Just moments before that, Lord Botetourt trying to go up 14-0 on Northside. Tristan Overbay punching it in, but the Vikings will score on the ensuing kickoff. Then, Cavs forced to punt on the next possession. It's muffed into the hands of Christopher King, and he scores. We're all tied up 14-14. And if you thought the craziness is over, think again. This was a back-and-forth battle. Michael Harvey having an absolute night. Here's one of his touchdowns to make it 28-all. This game is going to overtime, Eric. LB gets the ball first. Quentin Jones punching this one in right up the middle.
Wow.
Now, they line up. Jamie Harless says, we're going to go for two. Jones again up the middle. And they score. It's Northside's turn. Hand off to Harvey. Around the corner, it's a touchdown. Vikings with no choice but to go for two. Javin Gibson going through the air on this one. Back corner of the end zone. It's tipped by Jones.
Wow.
Lord Botetourt survives in overtime, 43-41.
We continue to give charity. We got a block punt for a touchdown. We give a kickoff return for a touchdown. There's some things in special teams that we got to shore up. As far as the offensive output, it was great, and we're continuing to make some technical errors on defense. But, hey, hats off. The Harvey kid is as good as they come. He's a great athlete, great basketball player. I mean, kids, he's number one. What a great player.
Last time we played him, we beat ourselves. I mean, it was nothing less. We beat ourselves, penalties and everything. But we came out tonight, and the team did great all together.
I'm going to say exactly what he said. He took the words right out of my mouth. But yeah, came together. That's a real LB right there.
Apologies on the audio on that one. I told you, Eric, my batteries died, so I had to shoot it on my phone. Congratulations to the Northside Vikings. They finished their season 5-6. And Eric, I understand you'll reveal the remainder of the Region 3D bracket here soon, including who Lord Botetourt will see next week.
We certainly will, Brooke. We appreciate that. Taking a closer look at the bracket, as you just mentioned just a second. But we got to show you Stanton River at William Byrd first. The Golden Eagles soaring in with a lot of momentum after that upset victory over Fleming to get into the postseason. William Byrd's band trying to liven things up tonight on a windy night in Vinton as the Terriers hosted Stanton River. Leading 13-0 late in the first half. The Terriers make a mistake. High snap on fourth down, giving the Golden Eagles a golden shot in Byrd territory. But the Terriers defense put an end to those hopes, as it's a full moon for a reason. Gregory Stiltner gets the big sack, keeps it 13-0 heading into the break. And midway through the third quarter, however, Kanan Lutz comes alive, finds his main man Tate Coates up the side, and William Byrd would surge to a 20-0 shutout win tonight over Stanton River. Other scores for you. Carroll County falls short to Abingdon 52-13. Magna Vista comes back to beat Seaburg 28-25. With that, here's your Region 3D bracket. Clear cut as the top four seeds all advance to the semis. LB at Magna Vista next week, with Byrd traveling to Abingdon. How about Region 3C? Treated with another rematch from the Seminole District in the 4-5 matchup. Rustburg at Heritage. Red Devils went into City Stadium on a 3-game win streak, but the Pioneers have just lost 2 games all season. Brad Bradley certainly getting the Pioneers ready for the second half. They're up 12-7 to start the third quarter and methodically driving. Braden Morgan running through the Devils, dragging them close to the goal line. Of course, you know that's going to set up Aiden Slash. Slashing in from 1 yard out. 19-7 Heritage. Rustburg trying to stay in it. Marshawn Rosser will not be denied, running through and around half of Heritage's defense to get the Red Devils near striking distance. However, that Heritage defense will stand tall. Tavion, that bad man Clark. The interception at the goal line as he is backpedaling. Yes, sir. What in the world do we have here? Pioneers put this one away with the Zaid Holloway 5-yard touchdown. Heritage wins it 26-7. Other scores: Allegheny over Wilson Memorial 44-14. LCA 42-14 over Broadway. Look at the 3C bracket. Clear cut yet again. Top 4 seeds advance. Heritage at LCA. Remember, Heritage gave LCA his toughest test back in week 5, I believe that was. Should be a good one. Both Turner Ashby and Allegheny, who will face off, are still undefeated. Responding to adversity is the name of the game. Case in point, William Fleming. After being denied a perfect regular season in that double OT loss to Stanton River, the Colonels held on to the top seed in Region 5C, so they welcomed in Prince George. Syracuse commit Malachi Coleman fired up, to say the least. Took some time for each offense to get going, but when it did, it was good. Check out the Royals here. Jovan Miles on a rollout to the left, hitting Ryland Ehrenfeld. He hooks and he books up the sideline. How about a 69-yard touchdown play for the 7-0 PG lead? Ensuing drive. Colonels respond. On a pass in the flat, Jaisir Preston, K-Ron Ferguson, little wheel route, and there's no doubt he is headed to the promised land. 65 yards, 7-7 ball game after the first quarter. Fleming defense, we know this, tougher than a $2 steak, and it showed. Look at the sack here for Davion Faulkner. Back on offense, it's that bad man Malachi Coleman. Scoots past the would-be tackles, gets to touchdown. Fleming led 14-7 at the break. They go on to a 30-7 victory over Prince George. How about Patrick Henry at Matoka? First quarter action, Bryce Yates to Colin Ranson, short 6-yard gain. We were still scoreless in the second quarter. Warriors in the red zone, Yates 10-yard gain on the run, so Matoka's facing a 4th and goal. Yates is going to look for Dylan Newton. The pass is going to be beyond his receiver, turnover on downs. Just before halftime, Julius Davis is going to scoop up this Matoka punt and turn on the Jets' 55-yard return for the score. Patriots led at halftime, but the Warriors stormed back for the 28-14 victory. So here's your Region 5C bracket. William Fleming will host Louisa County next week. That's a 5 seed that is much better than their record. They are talented, to say the least. Of course, a great season for PH came to an end. Earlier this week, UVA head coach Tony Elliott said, "We set out to be a different team doing different things. And to be different, you have to do different." Floyd County has been on a quest to live up to that motto. See if the Buffaloes could start the postseason off on the right foot with Appomattox County in town. Fly, Eagles, fly. Could a Region 4D top seed GW Danville take down an old rival in EC Glass at home? And could Salem benefit from some home cooking to start the postseason in familiar territory? Plus this.
Stay tuned for more First and 10 with EJ and Brooks. Woo!
All right, welcome back to First and 10. Brooke Leonard rejoins us now as we move into Region 2C. Appomattox County at Floyd County. If you joined us for our playoff preview special, I had the Raiders as one of my postseason sleeper picks, having won 4 straight games.
And I had the Buffaloes as one of my Region 2C sleeper picks. I mean, I saw them earlier this season twice, and I said I was their bad luck charm because they lost both games I was at.
So something had to give, right?
I was not at this one tonight, all right? First quarter, after the Raiders offense couldn't get anything going, it was the Buffaloes on the board first with a field goal after driving down the field. Second quarter, it was Floyd County's offense on the move. Running back Joe March getting to the edge for a Buffalo touchdown. It's 10-0, but the Raiders knew how to respond, and that's a gut check right up the middle from quarterback Montravius Fitch for the 60-yard touchdown. 10-7 Floyd in the second. Coming out of the half, the Buffaloes are driving the ball downfield again, and a few plays later, It's going to be March, finding the end zone for another time. Floyd County wins this one and advances 20-15 over Appomattox.
Really proud, and particularly for our seniors. You know, when you get this time of year, those guys are trying to get one more game. But our team, we had lost 3 straight against 3 really good opponents, and our preparation this week was awesome.
Well, I'll tell you what, we knew this Floyd County team, led by Tim Cromer, wouldn't be a pushover, and they've been competitive throughout the season. They continue to show it.
That's exactly right. Let's stay in a Region 2C top-seeded Glenver. Welcome to Martinsville. Eric, the Highlanders have been a stout team all season long.
Without a doubt, they seem to have all the right pieces to the puzzle, but you know, opponents love to play spoiler. Case in point, the Bulldogs, their first postseason appearance under head coach Joe Fielder. So here come the Highlanders as we go to Highlander heaven. You've heard his name before. It's Glenver quarterback Brody Doyot. Going to find his receiver Peyton Deal. He's going to break through some tackles, dive for the end zone. He's in for 6. Glenver is up 7-0. Martinsville driving now. The handoff going to go to Kamarion Plunkett, who's going to leap over a defender and get the first down.
Whoa.
Wow, look at the athleticism there.
Saquon?
Saquon? Yes, anyone? All right, but Glenver, however, responded as Deal is going to pick it off. Yeah, he's the real deal, to say the least. Going to do it on offense, but also defense as well. And guess what? Doyot is going to take advantage of the good field position, take the read option himself, stays on his feet, and he's into the end zone. How about Glenver? A 69-7 victory over Martinsville. How about Gretna, Miss Brooke?
All right.
Yes. Guess what? They were hosting Nelson County. First time they're in the postseason since 2002. Governor's trying to lay down the law early. Colton Baker taking the ball through the Hawks defense. The success of that drive, however, short-lived. One play later, Baker fumbles. It's Shaquem Witcher with the strip to give the Hawks possession. Gretna turned that into points for a 7-0 lead. More Hawks in the second. It's Rayshawn Logan to Keyshawn Witcher. Then guess what? It's Derek Tucker Jr. finishing it off by getting in the end zone. Gretna rolled 33-14 victory. So other 2C scores, we had Radford over Patrick County 34-14 tonight.
And let's take a look at that Region 2C bracket. Glenver will host Floyd County, a matchup from just a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And that was a Highlanders win.
It was.
A gritty Gretna team will travel to Radford. These two met in the postseason 2 years ago. Some Region 1C scores. Bath County getting the win, 42-6 over Fort Chiswell. Narrows 52-14 over Perry McClure. Grayson County blanking Craig. What a great season for the Craig County Rockets,
Shout out to the Rockets.
Shout out to the Rockets. And George with 48-6 over Giles. So your Region 1C bracket again. The top 4 seeds advance. Narrow is at Bath County, as we saw last week. That will be another intense matchup. And the Chargers claimed the Pioneer District in that matchup last week. Grayson County is at George Wythe. That was just a 7-point win for the Maroons last week. Heck of a battle between those two.
Indeed, as we take a look at 1B scores, William Campbell's season comes to an end with a 33-12 loss. So here's your 1B region bracket. Alta Vista, of course, had to bye tonight. They'll host Sussex Central in the region semifinals. Let's move along and give you one more score from 1D. Rural Retreat season comes to an end to Ryco 55-12. Region 4D now, where the Salem Spartans are like biscuits in the oven, Brooke. Yep, I said it. They're on the rise yet again. You know, you got to go back to 2004 to find the last time Salem didn't host a playoff game at home. And even then, they still won the championship that year.
Yeah, just a solid program built on pillars of success. Salem has won 7 straight as it hosted John Handley. We picked this game up second quarter. Spartans down 4. John Handley driving. The handoff is going to go to Hassan Akanbi, who will show off a couple of nifty moves to get in the red zone. Next play, this time the handoff will go to Jameer Washington, who will take the edge, cut back, and he's in the end zone. Handley goes up 21-10 into half. Out of the half, Salem driving, handoff to Kaishid Arrington. He'll shake a tackler, and he is off and running into the end zone. Salem needed it. Closes the lead to just 4. Handley's Jack Prosser will handle the tricky snap. He'll find his open receiver, Jameer Washington. He'll fight for more yards, but watch closely. The ball pops out. It's a fumble. Salem's John Douglas will come up with the scoop. That will be the play that changes the momentum. Salem narrowly gets the win over John Handley, 31-28. the top seed in Region 4D, GW Danville. Eric, the Eagles' only loss was the season opener on the road at Dinwiddie.
Indeed. You know, Nick Anderson has his team dialed in, poised to make another deep playoff run, but an interesting first-round matchup with EC Glass, who they beat back in week 3. So how about tonight? Well, Eagles offense soaring early. Quarterback Nehemiah Cabell keeps it on the ground, scores it for the 7-0 lead. GW defense just like a leave, all day strong, all day long. Antonio Matos recovering the Glass fumble. Yeah, and you know what the offense is going to do, a field goal on the ensuing drive for the 10-0 lead. But Cabell wasn't done. This time, flying past the Glass defenders for 6 more. But EC Glass wouldn't go down without a fight. They did indeed get on the board in this one. Ace Thornton making the catch, bailing out his quarterback. But the Eagles go on to win this one 24-7 to advance to the semifinals.
Like I mentioned just a second ago, controlling the line of scrimmage. I thought our offensive line was going to have to really play a really good game for us in our running attack, and they did. You know, they didn't play the best in the first half, I will be honest. But you know, second half, we got their attention, and they really played well.
All right, Jefferson Forest hosting Orange County. Hornets coming out aggressive, going for it on 4th down near midfield. Opening series, Cavaliers, stacks rolling. Does tough stuff here, forcing the turnover on downs that set up Gabe Barnett on the misdirection play from 20 yards out. 6-0 JF, but you know what? That was first of many scores in this one as they will soar to a 33-6 victory over Orange County. Your Region 4D bracket, taking a look at this. GW Danville will host Salem, and of course, Sharando is going to host that JF team. And of course, Brooke, VHSL playoffs just getting cranked up, but North Cross playing for a state championship tomorrow, led by former William Fleming standout and first-year coach Dwayne Priest. Raiders on a quest to complete the three-peat.
Well, you know, this is Raider football. You know, we preach it every time we come out, play fast and physical. Anybody they put in front of us, you know, play fast and physical. The outcome gonna always come our way. You know, we got a big test coming up this week, and we're looking forward to this test. Stay the course, and you know, just keep buying in, and just whatever we're putting out there, we just follow our direction and just keep pushing.
Eric, you got a quick turnaround because kickoff is slated for 1 p.m. tomorrow in Charlottesville, and you'll be there.
I'll be there. Don't worry about that. We'll get a little bit of sleep.
All right.
Before we leave tonight, trivia answer. The Brookville grad with the most passes completed in a state playoff game. Brookville's finest. Logan Thomas,
yes, of course.
27 against James Monroe in 2008. Thanks for the all-around support from coaches, players, you the fans. We'll see you next week for the region semifinals.